Hello, and welcome to this Eyes of Harmony podcast. On this channel, we talk everything Doctor Who, totally Doctor Who, new Doctor Who, old Doctor Who, merchandise, whatever's happening in the universe at the minute. Obviously, there's not too much at
Which
the
is
minute.
nothing.
Yeah, nothing at the minute.
Absolutely nothing.
Oh man, it's painful. But the Comic Con is soon.
Uh.
Comic Con is soon, and I'm hoping for something, the New Year special or whatever to manifest some news, something about what's coming up. I feel there will be. I feel like I'm confident that it's coming. So yeah, I was thinking because we watched Fury from the Deep recently, and that is obviously the first appearance of the Doctor's handy little equipment, the sonic screwdriver. The sonic screwdriver. Wow, what a Deus Machina device. What a sometimes great for merchandising. So yeah, I was wondering, what do you kind of think about the sonic screwdriver? Do you think that it sometimes? Do you think they should be a sonic screwdriver? Do you think like it's needed, or do you think there shouldn't be? I just want to kind of talk about the sonic because I feel like in Fury of the Deep that was a good it was used at one point just to literally unscrew actually like purely was literally a screwdriver, a sonic screwdriver, nothing to the extreme measures of what it later has become. But I'm thinking, design wise will go later on, but just purely as like a thing, as a device, do you think that it actually makes the writing more lazy? Do you think it's is there an issue with it? Would you get rid of it if you're in charge? Would you keep it? What would you do with the sonic?
I wouldn't say it made it necessarily. Well, it depends on the episode, and it depends on the writer and the uses that they have for it. Because it works. I mean, if you do just consider it like just a tool to occasionally like unlock doors or to fix this up or whatever, like, and then it as far as like a sci-fi show like this with the Doctor very much being like no weapons, no anything, you'd expect the Doctor to have some sort of tools rather than necessarily just going by wits, although that's of course a huge part of it. Sometimes it can be absolutely very lazy, and you can just be like, oh look, situation, Sonic, it's sorted. Like, I'm thinking specifically like episodes like Ghost Monument. The Sonic was used for literally everything. Like, and like you get episodes like that, and it's just,
I think
and then you start to think, that's maybe it's gone too far. But like beforehand, if you think of an era before the Sonic Screwdriver, and to a certain extent when they got rid of it, like in terms of Doctor getting out of situations, it didn't necessarily make it any more creative. In terms of ways they'd get out, it would just be like, they'd find
they could just lock the door by the panel, or
it so really doesn't really change much actually in terms of what most episodes in terms of their content contain. I think it's ultimately good to have as like
merchandise
as a tool. No, not just for merchandise, but like in terms of the context of the show's writing, just as rather than, because like inherently having a tool isn't a problem, right? If the Doctor had a real screwdriver,
but do you think
would
it's
that suddenly be called?
do you think it's
a problem?
overpowered? Do you think that maybe it's got too much sonic magicianry magic, because like funny enough you say Ghost Monument, the one that always annoys me is actually The Power of Three, which funny enough is also written by Chibnall, which is that's just a coincidence. It's there are other episodes where they haven't written them, but like that one always annoys me, how like it was such a good episode as well, and just at the end it's like, oh, I just reversed the thing and now it's gonna explode.
Yeah, I try not to think about that ending.
So good otherwise, but yeah, I feel like sometimes when it came back in 2005, that amount of use was perfect. I think it's like in in like the Empty Child when like Jack's got his Sonic kind of gun and the Doctor's got he's like, oh, I'm totally Sonic'd up, and he kind of calls it useless in that moment, and I kind of like that that it can only do so much in situations,
there's a limit.
and it's like when John Hurt, in the 50th anniversary, I think that was the best kind of dialogue about them. It's like, what are you gonna do? Assemble a cabinet at them? Like, cracking dialogue. That might be one of my favorite Moffat lines. Moffat does write some cracking one-liners, and I feel like sometimes the Sonic is just, I don't know, over OP. Like, it can scan everything and look at this, look at that. Like, I want to understand. Like, I get like opening doors, unlocking doors, exploding stuff, and all like this stuff. But it's like when like the Doctor can like, scan people and stuff. It's in. I find it. I don't know. So how does he like get all the information back to him? It's like I like that he, sometimes like David Tennant like listen to it, like he could hear. That made sense. But sometimes it would just. I don't know. I don't know. It's like
I always figured it was some level of telepathy.
Telepathy. I guess so.
Yeah.
It's never really been explained, has it? I don't think
maybe somewhere, but not very openly, I guess.
It's but yeah, I feel that's like I like the Sonic, but when it's given its limits, which I felt it definitely did have earlier on. I feel like it was when Moffat took over, it became a bit. The Green Sonic became very OP during times. I just feel like David Tennant's period used it pretty. They used it not as much. I don't know. I feel like you always lock the door with it, but the monster could always get through. And I think like getting through a locked door always helps somewhat show how unstoppable a villain is if it can get through any locked door. But also sometimes I feel like because you have this OP instrument, you end up wasting dialogue and important time explaining why the Sonic can't do this, the Sonic can't do that. And I know I could definitely, think of a couple of times when it's like, has to, it can't do wood, it can't do wood. We get that line a lot. And it's deadlocked, can't do anything. I just always wonder if having it, like you actually have to, you waste time having to explain why you can't use this overpowered instrument. Which I mean always does take. I don't know. Is that?
It doesn't take too much time. Like usually a line or two doesn't necessarily hurt, just in the heat of the moment, I guess.
I don't know. It's just something I've been thinking about. It's like if I took over, would I have a sonic screwdriver in it, or would I get rid of it? I think I'd have a Doctor who'd always forget it. Like they'd always like put it down and forget where they've left it. Or something like that, or it just gets like a running gag that it always gets destroyed in like every other episode, like uses it once and it like short circuits or something, because like I feel like a villain at this point would see the sonic screwdriver and go like, right, well that's the Doctor's main weapon. If I was a Sontaran, I'd probably shoot the Sonic out the hand, is then the Doctor's down, then like his most important instrument. Like I feel like maybe that should be brought in, that people actually now acknowledge that his sonic trickery, as I can't remember what Star says in Sontaran Stratagem when like he like breaks the lock. But yeah, I feel like because it's like technology that exists, the sonic screwdriver. Surely I feel like a lot of in the like set in the future episodes, they'd all have this on them, like a sonic device.
Well, I mean, we had the adipose nanny.
Yes, Miss Foster. Miss Foster. She had the sonic pen, and I like that because it made it made sense. It's like, why would the Doctor be the only one with a sonic screwdriver? Like, if his technology exists, for sure.
He blew up the plants, didn't he?
Huh?
I think there was something about. There's definitely I think the Doctor at some point blew up the plants, didn't he? That made the sonic screwdriver.
I think so. Maybe I think that's mentioned in, and they replaced it with like a banana factory, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was like, yeah. I think but you still got to think how many thousands they would have, put out. And if Miss Foster has one, other, it's not like I wouldn't say it's complicated science. It's never been introduced as a Time Lord only
No.
machine. It would be interesting. I don't know, just to see, what is, because I know the TARDIS builds him sonic screwdrivers at this point, because the TARDIS is, kind of, it grows them, I guess.
Maybe, or the Doctor builds them, or
Yeah,
whatever else.
and it's interesting. So I don't know. I want to kind of go like, which are your favorite sonic screwdriver designs? Like, which ones like when jump out to you? Like, yeah, I like this, or which ones don't you like?
Okay, so of course the one that is this most nostalgic, I guess, is the 910 design.
Yeah.
Which is quite a departure from a lot of the the old design. So like I have a third Doctor one here, and it's not really anything like this sort of
I've got a
thing.
slightly broken
But
one. Let me just grab it.
I have one in the attic, but I'm not going to go up there.
There we go. Poor. Look at this.
Hmm.
So the light's basically broken.
Yeah,
It's got the noise though.
and the
Just.
batteries really won't accept it anymore.
Oh wow.
It's broken enough to where like you put batteries in, it won't do anything.
Oh, that's
But
a
it's
shame.
been in the attic for so many years now, so
Yeah, I broke a little bit off here. Like this was the one which had the pen
the pen,
and the
yeah.
bottom, and that was really cool.
the changeable bottom with
yeah.
the one which had the invisible ink.
Yeah,
wasn't
it
the
was
other one. Yeah.
sick. But yeah, I love
Yeah.
this design. I like, it's got the little screw bit there as well. Like
Mm.
whoever designed this deserves an award.
Yeah.
And
It
I like
actually looks somewhat like
a screwdriver. That's what I like. Yeah, I feel like I know they peaked. They peaked at the start of the show. I feel. I don't think they've been as good since. I think this one's just too iconic. Because Matt Smith's one.
Matt Smith design was over designed, I feel.
Yeah, I never
it
particularly liked
so
it. I didn't
messy.
mind the little bit at the top which opened up. I thought that was a bit of a cool, that's how. But it didn't extend, did it? Like this one. Like this one felt like, like when the Doctor was like trying to do something, long distance.
They
Like
just go quick,
yeah, oh yeah,
and then it would
yeah.
open.
Yeah, it was
Kind of cool. I just inherently felt like it was too cluttered. Like it got rid of the whole screwdriver thing, but it also didn't look futuristic-y like this either. They kind of tried to make it kind of match the TARDIS design at the time, so they kind of went for that same kind of look and feel to it.
Yeah, a bit.
But I don't think it works as well for the sonic screwdriver, really.
I mean, to be honest, though, I prefer it to Capaldi's one. I never liked Capaldi's weird blue.
What the long blue end?
It doesn't look like anything. If you looked at it and went, "What is this?" to a not Doctor Who fan, you'd be like, "I don't know, some thing
like blue torch."
Yeah, again, I think that's even more busy looking at it here. I've kind of got pictures of all the Sonics up, and it's just so busy. And I feel like it's like actually one of my other favorites is the one that the second Doctor used, which is just literally like just a little metal thing with a little light at the end and a little switch. Like I like that. I like the simplicity, and I like the War Doctors one as well, which I have. I have box. I haven't opened it because I don't want to. And that one's really nice. That's like a step between the classic and new. That's what I really like because they got the little light at the end, which is like reference to this one. But it's got the red end, which obviously is a bit like the one that you've got.
But this is specifically a third Doctor.
Yeah, with the little nice. And I like that. It's got like the spiral, like screw. I feel like
That is quite nice. Although I think in terms of this kind of design, the one I prefer is the late Fourth Doctor, early Fifth Doctor design, which is mostly just like
I think I have that one too.
It's kind of mostly like this, but just kind of has a golden end. I just feel like that's kind of, and like I think it's entirely red at the end. I think that one's just kind of.
Let me check.
Nice, I guess, and simple. He's gone again. It's usually me doing this, so this is a turn up for the books.
Here we go. Right. Wow. Yeah. So got this one.
That's the early Fourth Doctor.
Early Fourth Doctor.
Which is, I think I kind of like because they kind of make it a little bit more. I wouldn't say bulky, but it's mostly the same.
It's
Actually,
pretty
looking
much
at
the
it.
same at the top.
It's just very silvery.
It's actually
and then
got
it has
it's
that
actually
loop at
got
the
more like
end.
an orb at the end here.
Yeah.
While that your one's this has it as well actually. But yeah, I like
does
that one. But yeah, this one is so nice. This War Doctor one. I kind of want to get it out.
How
But
much did it go for on eBay?
a lot actually at this point.
So maybe you should just hang on to
And I
it.
got like, it's got a little 50 years stamp and everything.
Mm.
This was the best thing to get in the Comic-Con box. It was insane. It's got a nice picture of a moment behind it as well. But yeah, I love this sleek design. Like, it's so nice. Like, these two are definitely, I think I'd say my favorite out of all of them. Mainly because I prefer more when like he can point it like that, while this one's a bit more, you kind of have to hold it upright, isn't it? As I know the Third Doctor does that.
Kind of does it like that.
Yeah. I feel like, I don't know.
3 different sounds.
Well, hey.
Give me a different sound. It's only give me 1 sound. There we go.
There we go. That's the one.
And there's another one. There's 3 sounds. That one.
Oh yeah,
the
yeah.
Annoying orcs using the Sea Devils.
Yeah, for the setting off the mines.
Mm.
But yeah, Jodie's one.
There's like an odd finger. I don't like it.
It does. It's got a weird like.
It's like a troll's finger, you know. It's like a cut off troll.
I prefer the I like the kind of the lights through it though. I do quite like that at the top, but I do. It is a bit weird. I don't know why they went for this. Like, I get like maybe it's because it's made out of spoons. That's why they went for that design. Because obviously spoons are. Because actually, if you no, but if you look at it, looks like an upside down spoon. Because it looks like it's, you've got the flat bit and then the spoon head. So actually, it's kind of like an upside down spoon. Maybe is that it?
Sonic spoon.
Is that actually it? Like they've just made like a spoon. I think that's actually what they went with. Oh, that makes so much sense because she literally made it out of spoons. I still don't like it, but that's cool. But like, I prefer slightly more. I mean, it looks more homemade, so I get that. Like, I get that as part of the context of the thing. So it's a bit more, I don't know, bulky on edge. But we haven't really actually seen much of a Sonic.
No,
like
beyond Ghost Monument.
Beyond Ghost Monument, where they
probably that's like 80% of the Sonic's entire presence during the Jodie Whittaker era just came from the Ghost Monument.
We've seen a bit, but they've never actually done a big deal about it, have they? Which in some ways I kind of like, but also now it
again, it's gone back to being a tool, like it kind of should be, rather than like a central plot element.
Yeah, which is good. I think that's good, but also I don't know. I feel like when you do it, it's nice to have like a heroic, like like the whole bit where like in the Adipose episode where they're stuck on the window washer thing, it's trying to Sonic her pen, and that's kind of like a Sonic like central like element to the story, but it doesn't feel bad. It's like just using it in inventive ways to get out, like stopping the thing and starting it, the thing that's dropping them. I feel like it's just like when it's locking doors, or literally I feel like it's fine to use the Sonic a lot at the start of a story, and not you can't use it like in like a Ghost Monument where it's literally just connect to my Sonic device and bring the TARDIS back.
Yeah, they should far. Although using it for the solution, I don't think is necessarily a bad thing, provided it's again being used as a tool to assist in the Doctor's, own plan rather than being the plan. I guess So maybe I need to use it to quickly wire this thing in to stop a bomb going off or something.
Oh yeah, that's
something like that.
Because it's still
it can be used at the finale point. But only as a tool, once again, not the actual solution.
Yeah. No, I think I agree. I agree with that. I feel. I like
screwdriver. Nobody ever solved an issue with a screwdriver unless it's building stuff, fixing stuff.
You know what? Actually, I'm gonna change my mind. My favorite design of a Sonic screwdriver is the next Doctor, because it's actually a screwdriver. The
Oh,
David
yeah.
Moisey, Jackson Lake screwdriver, best screwdriver in the series.
Nice.
That's the winner. There we go. That's my
Guess the only
favorite.
screwdriver we haven't mentioned at this point was the Eighth Doctor's brief one, but
Oh yeah, because he had one in Night of the Doctor, didn't he?
no, he had one in the movie. There was one in the movie. It didn't appear for very much. I don't think there's even very much for. He definitely used it. I'm pretty darn sure because that was a big point. It was just like, oh, they brought it back for the first time since the Fifth Doctor era, but it barely appeared at all.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. I'd love to know what if for Russell T that if he always knew he wanted to bring back the Sonic or if he was told to, or I feel like I wonder if he had much deliberation about it, you know, or if he was like, "Nah, I want it. It's coming in."
And if he had any significant objections, he wouldn't have put it there. I don't think.
Well, I know. Obviously, later on, it made sense, but I wonder if, like, you know, right when he started thinking about it, if he was like, do I want this or not?
Yeah, it's probably some sort of consideration for it.
Oh,
but...
Romana had a screwdriver at one point.
Yeah, Romana had one. Of course, the Master Laser screwdriver as well.
River Song's screwdriver, which was very cool. What I liked about River's one is because it made sense that it was had all this extra stuff because it was literally to store her mind on, you know?
Yeah.
And then obviously we had Sarah Jane's Sonic lipstick.
Oh yeah.
And now I thought that was great actually.
Yeah, it makes it quite inconspicuous and.
But then that's my point. It's like if Sarah Jane could build a Sonic device, even with the help of like Mr. Smith and stuff, it's like surely then other like aliens are gonna have like their own Sonic devices. So if a Doctor locks a door on them, they literally just unlock it straight away. You know, I feel that would be good. Like, you know, that would be a good kind of villain to have. One where like, okay, shit, like this is basically useless.
Yeah.
Like, there's no point locking doors because they're just going to unlock them, you know? Yeah, I think the less that it's used, the better in Doctor Who's case. But I like when it, you know, it gets destroyed, like Smith and Jones, you know, when he uses the X-ray machine and it comes out all burnt and everything. Like, I like when he, you know, he loses his Sonic. I think it's cool. Like, you know, he like wins this part of the story using it, but he has to sacrifice it to, you know, and then it leaves him kind of you know, I feel like that's actually a really good story device when you actually destroy his Sonic, or her Sonic.
Or put it out of action or take it away.
Just for like the episode. It's fine if by the next week they have it again. But I feel like, you know, it's great.
Like, it doesn't need to be destroyed every time, otherwise that could
that would get boring.
But just being out of his hands, like they took it away in Genesis of the Daleks, for example, for like most of the episodes, so he had to rely entirely on his wits during that, which is many reasons why that story is so good. But yeah, like, I don't disagree, but you know, you also he can't overuse that point. I guess
it's that fine line, isn't it? It's tough, and
because if you take it away every episode, then people will suddenly
like, where's
think,
the Sonic? I mean, I hated the Sonic sunglasses.
For?
Okay, Sonic sunglasses were the worst. That was the worst one.
Oh yeah.
Like, what was annoying about them was you thought, oh, this is a hilarious one gimmick in the episode moment, but no, it was for the rest of freaking like season 9, wasn't it? And what was so annoying about that is they literally made a new Sonic screwdriver, the blue one, and then they barely used it like it at all. They use it in the first. They barely use it in the first series. No, because he didn't get that one. He used Matt Smith's one in the first season, didn't he?
I think so.
Because he used Matt Smith's one, and then when does he get it? Last Christmas? Or End of Death in Heaven?
It kind of just ejects.
No, he got it like Husbands of River Song, didn't he? He got it right at the end. So that was, oh crap. Yeah, it's just,
it was very late.
Yeah. That's weird. Like I feel that's weird. Like I don't know why they continued using Matt Smith's one. Like I feel like when you get a new Doctor, it's just kind of a new or no, I guess 9 and 10 use the same, but I mean that's only because 9 was around for such a
And
short amount of
fourth
time.
and fifth for a little bit.
But to me, I'm like, if a Doctor shouldn't have, I don't know, different variations of like majorly different. I feel like because I feel that's the issue with Capaldi. It's like, well, which was his costume? Like now when you use artwork, because to start with, he had his no funny business kind of blue blazer, red lining, tough shoes and everything. That was his look. And then he went to like hoodie and tweed pants. It was a weird combo. And then he had the cool velvet suit. And then in series 10, he went more like lecturer. And I kind of always think of him more like the series 10 outfits, like the grey and that. But when you announced the Doctor and like showed the clothing, it's, I don't know. I feel like Capaldi's costumes were all over the place with the Doctor.
Yeah, I think it was very much representation of them changing their minds on what exactly they wanted to do with the character and like the evolution of that. So I think the clothes directly reflect how the Doctor acts throughout that whole era.
I guess so. I don't know. I just didn't.
Just like would the clothes, the more serious clothes he wore earlier, work when he's coming out of the tank with an electric guitar?
Yeah, I guess that's true. I think I just it frustrates me because at least what I like with Jodie, it's consistent on the the Sonic and the her costume. It's literally just the shirt that changes. It's always the coat and the like 3/4 length trousers. I like that. I like the consistency. I don't mind like having variants. Like David Tennant had like the blue suit. He did the pinstripe suit. I don't mind that. But it's like it was such drastic changes,
Yeah.
At least when Tom Baker changed, it was always the scarf was going to be there,
Scarf, the hat, and some sort of like coat.
And for the third Doctor, he always had frills or somewhat, like it was consistency with the Doctor. But for Capaldi, I always feel like he was thrown all over the place for it. But yes, I think that's pretty much all for sonic screwdrivers. What would you want to see, like in the next design? What would you go for? Minimalistic or? Because I always go different.
Want it. Yeah, well, I don't want it. Certainly wouldn't want it as complicated as say the Matt Smith design, or I guess even like metallic, a bit more simple, maybe, but like. Kind of what I think of is like a bit of the more screwdriver-esque thing of the 9th and 10th design, but maybe with a bit more of the mechanical spaciness of like the classic design. Because I do, like that aspect of it, where this does feel like an alien, tool or object. So kind of somewhere in between that kind of design sensibilities, I guess, to where it can look like it has a resemblance to a earthly screwdriver, but is also a sonic screwdriver, right? I think that's kind of what I'd want to see out of a new hypothetical design, I guess.
I think, we won't get one until we get a new Doctor. When that will be, who knows?
Don't just need like a fancy stick that
I think it'd be quite nice if you actually had like a little screwdriver head like within the light or something at the end. Like it actually looks like a little screwdriver, and maybe at one point the Doctor could actually just like use it just to like unscrew, like maybe like it's broken or something's happened to it, but like you can actually unscrew something just by like using the actual what I did like in well, it was oh god, the name's gone from my head, the Capaldi series 10 finale.
Well,
where he pulls it in part and there's like a pen inside.
Falls.
The first part of that one. Oh my god, that's so annoying.
Old enough in time.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and like when he pulls it apart, and there's the pen inside. Remember, he's writing on like the whiteboard explaining the
Yeah.
time. I really like that bit actually, where it's just a pen inside the Sonic. But it kind of it takes it back to this, like a pen at the end, just to
Yeah. But that was never used in the series. That was just
No,
purely like
I
a
know, just for the
merchandising thing.
merchandise. It would have been good though at one point if the Doctor just had a pen at the end. But yeah, I feel that we'll see a new Sonic hopefully when we get a new Doctor, because as you say, the spoon weird finger design is a bit, I don't know. I still find it weird that the
Or
Doctor
who
could
knows?
make that
Maybe we'll
aura
even
of-
get a new one before the end of the Jodie era.
I don't know. I feel
That
like
does happen.
I feel like Chibnall's a bit more. This is the Doctor. This is the Sonic. This is the TARDIS. I don't think it's going to be anything like the Matt Smith era where everything like the TARDIS changed halfway through, and then the Sonic changed halfway through Capaldi's. I think Chibnall's a bit more. This is what we're doing. This is how we're doing it. If you don't like it, tough kind of mentality, which is fine. I think sometimes that's a good, strong standpoint to be on as a show writer. I think you need to have maybe that kind of, this is my vision, because I feel at least consistent then, I guess, across the series. At least it's felt his era has felt consistent, like series and 11 and 12, while there was a step up definitely in terms of the episode quality. At least like when you watch both, they feel like the same show. It's not like a vastly crazy like different, like the Capaldi era feels completely different to the Matt Smith era to me. I like series 9 and stuff, I just completely, it feels like a different showrunner in some ways to me. They get
it kind
Moffat's
of
classic
starts
tropes.
off like that, but kind of tonally it lightens and it feels more in line with that later on.
Oh yeah, series 10 was a bit more, but I don't know, they feel very distinct to me. While and even like Matt Smith's series 5 feels very different to series 6 to me, at least. I remember watching it and being like, this is tonally different. Like I liked it, I enjoyed it, but it felt very different between the two. I remember when I was watching it at the time, I was like, this is very different to series 5, because series 5 really pretty much continued the kind of David Tennant-esque style of 13 episodes, 2-part episodes 4 and 5. I think it was smart to do that to continue what everyone was used to when bringing in a new Doctor. Because I feel you weren't taking those risks of maybe people not liking how you're doing the new show, which I didn't like the changes they did later on, because I did like the way that they used to do it. But hey ho. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this week's podcast of Sonic Screwdrivers. That's it. If you like Sonic Screwdrivers, this was the podcast for you. If you don't, oh well, you might have clicked here by accident. But comment below what your favorite Sonic is. What do you like about the Sonic Screwdriver? Do you want it in the show? Do you want to get rid of it? Do you like the Sonics? You can say whatever you like below, but keep it Sonic related. Only Sonic Screwdriver related. But there we go. Hopefully, I think, is the Comic-Con panel next week? Hopefully before we record. Hopefully, fingers crossed. If not, we might delay it, the podcast till Sunday to actually have something to talk about.
Have to put that up.
Yes. Cool. Right. Thank you very much for listening. We'll see you next time, guys. Bye.